Hi, and welcome to Paints and Glitter. This is Raquel, and I welcome you to my channel. Today, we're working with the newest Tonic Studios craft kit. If you have this on hand, you're going to be able to follow along. But let me share with you what's inside. As you see here, there is an exclusive stamp set. There's also a 3D embossing folder. Here, the little images are all bee related. This is called Happy Bee Day. Now, your kit's going to include the little folder you just saw, the little bag of goodies, also the papers, everything you see here is going to be included. You're also going to receive a little sticker, but let me share with you how some of the dies do coincide with the stamped images that you're going to be able to create with this set, which I think is phenomenal. This is going to be great for card making as well as a 3D make, which I'm going to share with you today. But here there is the little honey dipper, there's a queen bee, there's the honey pot. I mean, lots of adorable images. I love it when Tonic Studios creates stamps to go along with the makes, and you're going to have also full instructions. Now, of course, if you are a subscriber, you already know this, but if you're new and have not delved into Tonic Studios, I'm going to let you know that the Tonic craft kits are the best value out there. As you can see, there are exclusive dies, exclusive stamps, and anything else that they add to it. Now here, I'm just pointing out different elements. For instance, there's also a Happy Bee Day sentiment and different elements that you're going to be able to use with this, including the other little rectangle there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be cutting out some papers and creating a 3D project with you today. But let me share with you the other exclusive items in this kit. You're going to receive a Nouveau drop and these beautiful embellishments here. So this is going to create a shaker. And as you can see there, there's little bears, little flowers, and little bees. So these little pieces are brand new to Tonic Studios, but you're also going to get red line adhesive and also an entire set of coloring pencils. These are classic colors. They're called Brilliantly Vibrant. And you'll note that it is regular pencils, not watercolor. Now, with every kit, you're going to get a full collection of papers that you're going to be able to start working with. And in this case, I'm going to share with you the colors that you see here. There are classic cards, satin, mirror card, and you're going to get plenty, but you're also going to get some acetate, and that's what we'll be using today. Also some white paper to stamp on and color your images, black cardstock, both satin and regular, and also a glitter black card. So let's get started. With the die that you see here, you're going to cut out 6 pieces that look like what you're seeing on your screen. And this is going to be a little bit fast, so I don't take up too much of your time, but I think it's going to be an easy make even if you're a beginner 3D crafter. So what we're going to do is take every single fold line, fold it as a mountain fold, as you see me doing here. And of course, you can slow down the video if you'd like to. But the one thing that's imperative is that you burnish every single fold line so that they're nice and crisp. And this is going to make a huge difference in your projects. So you want to make sure that all those lines are nice and straight. And I'm going to be making use of double-sided adhesive. Now, this double-sided adhesive, like tearaway tape as we call it, is available from Craft Perfect. It's nice and strong, but I also will be supplementing this with Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. As you see here, the tab on the one end is going to overlap the prior one. So it's almost like creating a little box here. And it's not going to be an even square, but then you're going to notice some little triangle tabs. You want to push those toward the interior and then overlap the side tabs. And it's going to be a rectangular box, but as you can tell here, the angles of the little corners go out. So it's not like a little matchbox, for instance. This is going to be at a particular angle, and you're going to do this a total of 6 times because our box is a hexagon, and that means it has 6 sides. And I know that that might seem simple to some, but believe it or not, I do get asked, so that's why I'm mentioning it. Now burnish that really nicely and take advantage of your tools, but see how this looks? This is what you want to create. These are the side walls of your box, and you want to make 6 of them. That's what I'll do off camera, and I'll be right back. Now, using the largest hexagon die in your kit, go ahead and cut out your base of your box. And as you see here, I'm supplementing all of my adhesive with Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, and I'm pointing the larger part of this rectangle toward the outer wall of the box. And you're going to notice how these stack one right next to the other, and also, I'm making sure that I place them as far to the side of the hexagon or the outer perimeter as possible without overlapping. And then also making sure that I apply pressure so that these can adhere to each other. And there you see the very last one is going to complete this. So for the sake of time, I went ahead and skipped forward, but make sure that you hold these as they dry, as you see me doing there, just gently, but it will dry quickly with Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. And here on the back, you can also check that and make sure that you apply pressure so that it's nice and straight. So here, how are these going to come together? You're going to cut an aperture using both of the hexagon dies included in your kit. Make sure to cut the larger one first, then once you've cut that paper out, cut into it with the smaller hexagon, and you're going to get an aperture. I've used the black satin card included in the kit, and that's going to cover this up and make it nice and clean. And this is the basics of a hexagon box that you can create with this kit. But what you can do is you can stop here if you'd like, line it with pretty papers and be done with it. And you can create a little shelf. You can just create a little caddy for your supplies, whatever you would like, or you can even put pictures of your loved ones inside, and that'd be really, really cute. However, we have more to do, so using the embossing folder, I went ahead and cut the yellow paper in the kit. I used that embossing folder to go ahead and create that beautiful honeycomb texture, and I also used the drops included to color only some of the little pieces of the honeycomb, as you would see inside of an actual beehive, and I thought that was super cute. I did sprinkle a little glitter on that, by the way, which is why it's shiny. And in a separate video, I'm going to share with you how I colored this smaller hexagon. Now this is cut with the smaller of the two. I did use the white cardstock available in the kit, and as you see there, I did stamp the little flowers, and I also added little clouds. But let's move on to what will be the lid. You're going to have this piece here that's going to resemble more of the honeycomb. I cut that out 6 times again. This is going to create the perimeter of the lid, and I'm going to share with you how I'll turn it into a shaker in a little bit. But first, let's get this situated. You want to make sure the lid fits. The only way to do so is to make sure you stack these around the perimeter of this hexagon. So let's get it started by only adhering 2 of these together. And of course, you can decorate this before you begin this process, but that's up to you. I'm going to make use of low-tack tape, and that's also available from Tonic Studios, and that's going to be my 3rd set of hands, meaning that I'm going to tack on that paper onto the perimeter of this box so that I can adhere those little tabs one to another and ensure that these fit on the outside of that box without competing with the layer that I had already adhered on the bottom. It's going to make it a whole lot easier. So if you see that, let that dry completely. And now you can take another hexagon aperture, cut the same way you cut the first one. Bigger hexagon first, and then the smaller one inside, you get your aperture. Now here, what you see me doing is that I'm adhering this hexagon to hold on to all of those little tabs. So I'm only applying adhesive to each one of those tabs and then pressing that hexagon right on top. And of course, I removed that low-tack tape. In the meantime, while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and adorn the inside of my little box. So I did take 2 of the bees, and as you saw there, you can stack some adhesive if you'd like to. And now we're going to create the shaker portion of this. So what I did is I cut 2 hexagons out of the acetate. I applied the red line tape that's available in the kit on the perimeter of both but we're going to start with one, and this is going to go right on top of that white hexagon that I had previously applied, and making sure to only adhere it to that white hexagon. That's going to be basically the foundation of my shaker. The other thing that I did was that I cut another hexagon aperture, this time out of chipboard, and that's just because that's what I have available and because it's thick. If you would like to, instead of doing this, you can use foam adhesive if you have it. Just make sure that it's only 1/4 of an inch wide. But this is going to create the 3D aspect of the shaker. So that way the little shaker bits can move inside of the shaker that I'm creating. So it's going to be a see-through lid, if you will. Now, just because it's a shaker doesn't mean you can't add little decorative elements. So I've taken the honey pot that I colored and also one of the bees, and I'm adhering them inside of what will be my shaker. So they're going directly onto this piece of acetate, just to add to that little kind of scene, if you will. And here's where we're going to go ahead and sprinkle some of these. Now, I wasn't a huge fan of the bigger bears, so I only used the little ones. And I also happen to have foam adhesive on hand. So this is where I'm going to be applying this on the perimeter of this hexagon aperture. However, you could instead just stack 4 to 5 or 6 different hexagons, one on top of the other, using scrap papers, and you're going to get the same thickness. So it's about 1/8 of an inch thick, and that's up to you. Use whatever supplies you have on hand. I just happen to have this and it makes my life easier, so that's what I'm using today. Now here's the second acetate hexagon I had mentioned previously, also with that red line tape all the way around the perimeter. I am going to be able to use it to close off the shaker. So this is going to go on top. And as you see there, I'm lining it up with the previous hexagon. And this is going to create my little shaker. And of course, I want to cover all of that adhesive. So we need one more aperture. So we cut one black aperture for the base of the box. We cut one white one. And we cut one out of chipboard. And we cut a yellow one. And then this is going to complete this big bit of a frame, if you will. So that's up to you, of course, which color you use, which supplies you use, but I always recommend you use what you already have. And once you've covered that up, of course, you can keep decorating this. Now, the way that I went about it was that I wanted to make sure, for instance, my queen bee had her scepter, and in this case, it's going to be the little honey dipper. So I did color that off camera, and I also will have a tutorial for that, by the way. And once I had the placement, as you see there, I tacked on that little piece with the red line adhesive behind that queen bee, just to make sure it doesn't move. And then that's going to go right on top. Now, if you'd like to, you can double those images and adhere them on the back side if you want to, so that way they match and cover any adhesive. But you can also continue decorating this with all of the other elements and die cuts available in this kit. There are lots. I kept it super simple because I wanted the little stamped images to be the focal point. But as you can tell, I use sequins, I use the smaller flowers with the metallic cardstock available in the kit, and any little gems you may already have on hand will come in handy to make this super, super adorable. But please be sure to subscribe. If you haven't grabbed this, I do believe Tonic still has some available as a one-off purchase. And of course you can subscribe, but subscribers will already have started receiving this week. So be sure to grab one if you don't have one on hand, and that way you can get started crafting. Don't forget to leave a comment below, and if you're new here, be sure to subscribe for more tutorials. The next one that I'll bring to you will be just the coloring of the images in this kit in case you need some pointers there. But don't forget also to share whatever you make in the official Tonic Studios Facebook group with the hashtag #ShowTonics so that everyone can see what you have made. And subscribers, by the way, do get 10% off of anything that you purchase over at Tonic Studios. And if you live in the US currently, be sure to order using the UK link. That's how you're going to be able to grab this kit. I hope that you do enjoy it. As I always say, that you can be inspired, be blessed, and I thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.